The problem in Nigeria as of today is not a religious matter. It is not a regional matter. Neither is it a tribal issue. This is an economic problem. And if at all we need to address these economic issues facing Nigeria as of today due to bad policies being made by the past and present government, then we need to devolve ourselves from any form of religious preaching when it comes to criticizing and analyzing the issues bordering Nigeria as a nation. And imams, some days call for the total execution of the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. According to him, he said she is a fiddle. And this is another thing that is a problem to this nation, Nigeria. We tend to tag everything in a religious way, and this will now bring me to the issue of the head of Hamas, who was in Nigeria some days ago and was interviewed by Channels Television. But before I even talk about that particular issue and what this imam said, let me allow you to watch briefly a clip of what he said.
Yanzu shi Tinubu mata ta arniya ce, kuma ko arniya oga ce daga cikin arnas. Ita ma hukuncin da Allah ya ce a kashe ta. Don mi tana cikin shugabannin arna. Fasto jagorora na kahirci Allah ya ce a kashe su. Jama'a in an ce wance fasto ta haka Qur'ani ya magana, me matsayin ta? Jagora. In an ce liman, me matsayin shi? Jagora. To jagororin kahirci Allah ya ce a kashe su. Ba irin ahlul kitabin da Allah ya ce a aura bane ita matar Tinubu. Sannan kuna ganin wanda ya gagara musuluntar da ɗiyani da mata ta shekaru a ce ko Muslim ticket ne.
This issue of Muslim ticket that came up in 2022, many Nigerians complained that this will not go down well with Nigeria. But some people said that it's nothing, that there will be no problem. But just less than 1 year into office, we have seen a lot of moves that people are now trying to tag this administration or APC-led government as a party that want to Islamize the country. This is not what Nigeria is meant for. Nigeria is a secular state of which both the Muslim and Christian live in good harmony when you talk about common Nigerians on the streets. But the elite, the political elite, they try to instigate the Nigerian youth and the populace in order to keep themselves in power. For example, when the Muslim ticket came on board, some people were saying, yes, it favors them because they believe that Nigeria is supposed to be like this or like that. But now that it seems like the power have shifted from the north to the south, and it is no longer working as they thought, they are now coming out to say all manner of things. But away from that, the statement made by this particular imam is a threat to national security, of which the DSS of the Nigerian police ought to swing into action without invitation. But that has not been done up to this moment. But the last time I checked, he have not been arrested or even invited for questioning. But when you see utterances from the other divide, immediately you will see an arrest has been made or an invitation has been made to such people. We could recall that even FFK once made a statement sometime prior to the election, of which he was invited by the DSS. When you compare the statement of this imam to that of FFK, they are of this. In fact, this one is even more compared to what FFK talks about as of that time. He was referring to country being taken over by the military. But this one is talking about, killing the first lady of the nation. And if such thing happens tomorrow, what happened? Are you not going to throw the country into chaos, into an anarchy? But then, nobody is talking about it. Now, back to the issue of the head of Hamas. We all saw before the 2023 general election, a lot of campaign and cry because of the Muslim ticket, of which many people believe that having this on board will portray Nigeria out in the international community what Nigeria is not. We saw this particular man here where he came into Nigeria. He was expelled from India and some other countries in Europe, and he came into Nigeria referring to the Sultan of Sokoto as the head of state, referring to some personnel that he met at the airport as a Muslim army, Muslim immigration, and Nigeria is a secular state. There was an outcry when this man was making those statements. And here is another video circulating the social media of a space that was held on X, formerly Twitter. Well, these people were still talking about the Islamatization of Nigeria, saying that this Muslim ticket is just the phase 2 of the whole thing, that they have crossed the phase 1 of their plan. So how do we navigate ourselves out of all these shenanigans that the All Progressive Congress has bestowed on Nigeria as of today? What do you think about this? Let's have your take at the comment section. Remember that Nigerians, politicians, don't really care about you, but they just care about how to keep themselves in power. So when you are talking or making a comment, let's trade with caution. Thank you for watching.
Muslim in ka cire irin su Malam Ibrahim Ogu da shi da danginsa. Sauran sun zaɓa? Ta yaya kuke ɗiban kuɗin gwamnati kuna basu? Yaya kuɗin noma kun ƙi bamu? Yaya kuke yin wata siyasa ƙarya? Ku ba da 'yan kuɗi kaɗan a noma, ku ce 'yan arewa sun cinye kuɗi. Ba gaskiya ba ne. Ta wani sai ce yarabawa ne da hausawa da fulani, ko ba hausawa a gwamnatin muslim ba fulani a gwamnatin muslim ba bare-bari a gwamnatin muslim to muslim na farko musulmi ne bayan rabi, muslim na biyu musulmi ne babarbari, ko ba haka ba ne? To za mu ce ba mu a cikin gwamnatin ne? To yaya aka yi mun ba mu gana mu rabon ba? Ya za dinga danna mana bashi na ƙarya, in ya murai da ba su yi gwamnatin ba su ɗebe kuɗi ba a bincike su ba sai mu. Kai wannan bai yi ba, wannan bai yi ba. Ina malam
ya babban bakonan kaya karfa
yawwa na yi sa'a, na yi sa'a. A cikin muslim ba hausawa, a cikin muslim ba fulani. In kuna musu gashi ko ba shi ba ne? Dan Allah, Tinubu shi ne zai zo ya yi wa ministoci aiki ko kowane ministan zai yi da kansa? Tinubu ne zai wa daraktoci aiki ko su ma za su yi da kansu? To me yasa komai aka tayi da shi sai a ce Tinubu? To ministoci fa, to mu masu wa'azi fa. Don haka mu fito mu yi gaskiya. Idan kuka goyi bayan kiristoci a kayan da gwamnati, to sun shafa wa duk musulmin Allah da annabi kashin kare.